everyone. I'm Kim Graves. This is Jessica Ausbrook. We're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union, and this is The Ripple Effect.
Welcome.
Hi.
Glad to see you.
You too. We have such a wonderful guest today.
That's right. It's going to get delicious in here, Kim.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm like smelling it in the air.
It does kind of smell like chocolate, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So does that give everybody a hint who our guest is?
I think if you see Jamey Henderson from Samaritan Caregivers, probably one of the first thoughts you think is chocolate. 24th annual Holy Cow Chocolate Celebration this year, Jamey.
Holy cow is right. Chocolate, chocolate, and more chocolate. Mm-hmm. Yes. You know, we like to say that there's nothing better than, the only thing better than a friend is a friend with chocolate.
I agree.
I agree. And this right here that you brought me, I swear it smells like chocolate. I want to eat it.
Okay. All right.
Scratch.
Well,
right.
you don't do that.
Okay, I won't. But it does.
The
Don't
chocolate
do that.
celebration.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we appreciate the enthusiasm. Absolutely.
I'm a chocolate person.
Please don't do that. Get her a milked ball and she's set forever, whatever.
I think I have some on my desk.
All right.
You know, it's not against the law. It's okay.
I know.
It's
I know.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's really bad is like when you have chocolate M&Ms, malted milk balls, and then you have like Reese's, and
This
yeah,
is like
I've got all
even
that.
better.
It's a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And your office is where?
It's
Where is it?
down on the left drawer, right-hand drawer.
Okay, I'll be over.
Look, she knows.
I know exactly where that is.
She
doesn't even lock.
knows. But you've got something much better than just a drawer full of chocolate.
We do.
You got a place
we
full of
have.
chocolate.
Yes, we should talk about the first Friday in May is Samaritan Caregivers' 24th annual chocolate celebration, and there will be likely between 30 and 50 people, local people, who are bringing their A game with chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Karen's, you know, they're still riding off of that brookie that they brought.
That's
and what
right.
solidarity. You guys
right.
took some.
Yep. We're baking.
People's Choice. We were like 2 years in a row.
Were we going to bake?
We were,
Okay.
but we always bake. We don't.
Yeah.
We hire.
But
We're higher baking.
That's right.
you had the person you had a cookie with like everything piled
That's
on
right.
top of it, pretzels and
Kitchen
Chips.
sink cookie. I
It
think
was-
that's what she called it.
it was the people's choice. So that's what elevates our event. That's what makes it fun to come to. It's not just a brownie on a plate. This is really elevated chocolate of all kinds. Everything from Rozzy's Savory, those beef taco short ribs last
Oh,
year.
yeah. I forgot about those. Yeah.
Yes, all the way to cakes and cookies and pops. So if you are like Kim and you do love your chocolate,
Yep.
this is the place to be. One Church, Friday, May the 1st from 11 to 2. Come early for the best selection. Tickets are only $5 for 20 and there's no admission. So each ticket is good for one chocolate item and nobody eats just one.
Nobody eats this one.
And I have found that like 5 tickets are not enough for me.
Good. We
You know, I
love that.
usually have to take like a bag, and then I have
Yes,
to,
and we give you bags
Yeah.
and we want you to fill them up.
yeah, I
Yes,
get about like 10 to 15 items.
good, good. And
Good.
Sad.
It's good for the community.
well, you know, it's
Yeah.
for a good cause, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's a good feeling that you can eat chocolate and do something really good. We also want to mention that for people who perhaps like teller lines at Solidarity are not able to attend, there's business delivery.
That's right.
Look here.
So nice.
Woo woo.
And you can do that now. It's all online. So, and vendors, if you still like to be a part of this and advertise your product, there's still time. Just Google us, Samaritan Caregivers, and you'll find the event page, and you'll find that we have a Zephy platform with no credit card processing fees for vendor registration and for business delivery.
Nice.
This is a huge event.
We love
I
that.
mean, it's big.
Chocolate, it just has such a great attraction.
It really does. And it's only grown. I mean, it gets bigger every year, it seems like.
And it's not just chocolate the week before Mother's Day. So a lot of people have cash and carry items that are not just chocolate. And so you can find all sorts of interesting things like from Humble Home or all sorts of other vendors things that you might really enjoy getting. And Samaritan Caregivers is doing a spring flower sale this year. And we're going to have some hanging baskets at our booth for sale, cash and carry.
Smart idea, Jamey.
The week before Mother's Day. You know, I have people. I cannot take credit for that. I have people. I have good people, great volunteers with great ideas. And
I buy it.
and so we'll have hanging baskets of fresh flowers for you all from Galamas over in Lafayette. And they are very generous, healthy, proven winner plants, and people will love them.
I mean, like,
Wow. So tell us a little bit about all the money that's raised. What are you going to do?
Well, Samaritan Caregivers provides free help to people 65 and over who are living independently in Howard County, living at home, which is where we all want to live for as long as we can.
Right.
You can get up when you want, go to bed when you want, watch TV, wear your pajamas. You know, that's where you feel most comfortable, right? So we're all going to want to stay at home as long as we can. So for those people, life gets a little complicated when, for example, let's say Kim pushed the fast forward button and now you're not driving anymore. So how does food get to your house? And you're probably very savvy with the internet and DoorDash and all that.
but a fixed income.
But a fixed income is a big determinant. And for people who are now already in their 80s, who did not grow up with or are familiar with the internet or even their smartphone, they need help to get food into their house. So the things that Samaritan Caregiver volunteers do is we have local rides. So if you need a ride to the grocery store, we can do that. Mostly, though, our rides are to doctors and medical appointments. We also have pen pals. Thanks to Lisa Ellison, we have over 1,000 students writing once a month.
That's cool.
To let people know that somebody cares. And this is truth. We had a gentleman a few years ago who called the office after Valentine's Day, and he said, I got a Valentine in the mail, and I haven't gotten a Valentine in 10 years.
Oh,
So what is that worth?
a lot.
To let people know
Priceless.
someone cares.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
We do Medicare counseling, and we got into that as a SHIP, or State Health Insurance Assistance Program, through the state of Indiana because Medicare is difficult to navigate.
Yep.
Wow.
And premiums are expensive, and there is premium assistance with traditional AB premium for Medicare for people who are income eligible, but they might not know that. And so you could have someone who is really low income, living on maybe $2,000 a month fixed, and they're paying $800 a month in premium for Medicare without realizing that that's a budget buster. So we process those applications. We don't approve them, but we do help people who maybe don't see very well, have some cognitive decline and can't quite figure things out, but they really need the help.
Well, they don't make those kinds of things easy either.
No.
So if you're struggling with it, don't be afraid to ask for help. You look at it and sometimes you're like, I don't even know what that means.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think some of them don't know who to reach out to or who to talk to, or they may be embarrassed and they don't know which way to go. So this is awesome that, you know, there is someone out there that can help you, and don't be afraid to ask.
No.
You know?
And many people 65 and over are bombarded with ads on television.
Oh, sure.
You've seen them. Things that they get in the mail. And not that there is anything wrong with some of the major health insurance companies, but all of those ads are commission-based sale representatives. They could be selling you, Jessica, something that is good for you, or maybe it isn't.
They're just selling.
But they're selling. So Samaritan Caregivers is not endorsing, selling, or anything having to do with product. We are printing from the state, from industry, side-by-side comparisons, send you home with the information and say, these are things you might want to think about as you're making your decision. And we also suggest that people come for an annual Medicare checkup, just like you do with the doctor. And here's one of the reasons why. Plan D, for your pharmacy, for your meds, it varies widely. For example, I don't take any medicine monthly. So for many of the Part D providers, I can get a premium for $0. But my premium from my company went up. It wasn't $0 anymore this year. Now, if I had not gone to that annual appointment, would the company I'm with have told me that that there were other companies with $0 options?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe not.
No, pretty sure not. They're just going to say this is what you're going to have. So we also answer a lot of questions about people who see the ads for Medicare Advantage plans. Now, many people have a really solid Medicare Advantage plan as part of their retirement from here in Kokomo. But for people who are looking at that and they just hear those incentives about silver sneakers or this and that, and it's $0 premium. Well, many people in the healthcare industry will tell you that when it's all good until you need to use that premium. And then it's an insurance underwriter that is making your healthcare decisions instead of a medical professional.
Fun.
So there are horror stories about people who have a mom who had hip surgery and the family had made all these plans for her to go to rehab, and it was denied, and she had to go home. And they were like, her walker doesn't fit through the bathroom door. How's she going to manage? Anyway,
We don't want that.
And call Samaritan Caregivers for an annual Medicare checkup. Then, last but not least, we provide for 60 people $55 in grocery assistance, shopped and delivered by volunteers, your list, your preferences, every month.
Oh, that's nice.
Chocolate. That's mine. So when I sign up, I want chocolate.
You want
and
chocolate?
I'll have it delivered. So.
Well, I'm going to have to share with you that we have aligned our grocery guidelines with SNAP guidelines, and so we do not buy
No chocolate.
sugary, snacky stuff because we're concerned about your health outcomes.
Yeah, Kim.
I got to figure this one out.
Now, you can buy it on your own money
Yeah.
if you want, but we'd really like for you to get fresh fruit and vegetables or meat, not everything coming out of a can.
Yeah, Kim.
I got to figure this out. So I do have a question because I know that we've noticed this increase frauds type of situation.
Thinking the same.
Do you offer these people that you help, do you offer them any type of information on Medicare fraud, romance fraud, any type of information that any scams that may come up where that people are trying to contact them and take their money?
Yes.
Just to let them know, don't do this. Hang up the phone because it's definitely a big, big issue.
It's an epidemic. It is.
Correct.
Well, thanks for asking, Kim. Yes, we, in conjunction with SHIP, the State Health Insurance Assistance Program from the state, there's something called Senior Medicare Patrol, SMP. It's a program of the state of Indiana as well, and it is designed, and you can access those services by calling Samaritan Caregivers, and that is designed to identify and prevent and report Medicare fraud.
Good.
And a lot of it's Medicare fraud, but it's fraud of all types. And, we've talked to people and said, do not give this personal information out. And we have volunteers who have fallen for these kinds of schemes as well, not just the clients, but the volunteers. And I said, you just can't do that. People, you just can't do it. And do you know what she said?
What?
But they're so nice.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. The romance scam is probably the toughest. And I think if we could get the word out, and we even have brochures that we'd be glad to give to you that you can pass out to your clients.
Yes.
But that is the toughest thing. And I will tell you, when my mom was alive, I would come home and tell her, hey, today we're going to talk about if someone calls you and they are trying to get you to buy something over the phone, just hang up the phone. Or she said, well, I paid my phone bill over the phone today. And I said, what do you mean you paid your phone bill? They always mail you a bill. And she said, well, they told me I had to pay it. And I said, okay. So let me take a look at the text that they sent you. Well, next thing you know, her phone is shut off. I said, what happened, mother? You know, we always talk about this every day about fraud. I'm trying to teach you not to do this. So then we end up going to the phone store and they're like, well, you never paid your phone bill. She's like, yeah, I did. If you turn my phone on, you can see I paid it. Nope, you paid someone else. I'm like, mother. I've tried to tell you this over and over. Hang up. So... And then it affects their card that they paid on. So this is an ongoing thing that we're seeing. And then Jessica puts, you know, she puts it on our banner website and then we send information out about fraud. But it, like you said, it's an epidemic.
And it's very personalized. So when someone texts or calls you, you just feel it's for you.
Right.
My husband's mom told Gary, she said, you know, I got a call from Kent and he said he needed money. Like
He was in trouble.
And I said, well, how did you know it was Kent? They say it was Kent? No, they just said it was your grandson.
Yeah.
Taking a chance. And of course she had a grandson, so she went for it. So it's very personal. It's very convincing. People are very nice.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But yes, we would welcome that. We have some informational fraud spotters as well that we hand out. And if people should see also that there's maybe some sort of charges on their Medicare bill that don't look quite right. There's a lot of durable medical equipment fraud that goes on. Things get charged and then you pay, but you're not paying a provider, you're paying a third party. We would be happy through Samaritan Caregivers to help remediate that. All sorts of interesting situations. We talked to someone once that during COVID, it was really hard to get an appointment and get through on the phones.
Right.
And unfortunately, when we had an elderly couple and the husband passed away and the funeral home reported to everyone that she had passed away.
Oh, no.
And so when she went to her doctor's appointments, they said, well, no, you don't have any coverage. Oh, your Medicare, you're not here. You're not. And so trying to untangle that web, you really need to start. So we do a lot of
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much. I mean, I know it's a lot. I know I've received emails to pull my Social Security statement, to pull my, you know, my Medicare statement, my Medicaid statement.
I got an email this morning about something.
Yeah, and it's fraud because if you open it up, then you're downloading everything that's in there. And I know that is a big issue.
Yes.
But the Federal Trade Commission puts out tons of brochures and they're absolutely free that you can pass out to, you know, our elderly that definitely need to know because they are being targeted right now. And it's very sad, but see anything that we can do to help. And in the meantime, we need to eat lots of chocolate.
That
and
is
we
right.
need to go to this.
That's right. The more chocolate we eat, the more fraud we'll avoid.
The more fraud you'll avoid, the more people you'll help with groceries, the more you can feel good about eating chocolate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to tell you a story? Because I have a story.
Do you have a story?
Do you have time
ready.
for a story
Will
still?
you tell us a story, Jamey?
I will tell you a story. So one of the ladies, her name is Rebecca, is on our grocery program. And so the way that it works is, Kim, if you were on the grocery program, we would be calling you, or you would know to call in with your list of what you want this month. And so last summer, Rebecca didn't call, and our efforts to reach her were not successful. So that's a red flag. And so we tried calling. She didn't answer. She didn't return calls. She didn't return messages. The people in her apartment complex, I don't know, haven't seen her. So what happens with us, we have a team meeting And then we go ahead and have someone call the police department and do a welfare check.
Yeah.
Because we're concerned.
Right.
There's no emergency contact on file for her.
And realistically, if you are taking folks to getting groceries for people and taking them to doctor's appointments, it means they probably don't have a lot of other people to check up on them.
That's absolutely
They
right.
spend a lot of time alone.
They have very few, many of them have very few resources, sometimes chronic health issues, and very few helpful people in their lives. Absolutely. So the Kokomo Police Department went out to Rebecca's house and, of course, her apartment, and they found her in the bed, and she was not well. She was gravely ill. She hadn't gotten up. She, malnourished, dehydrated, and then sick. So the ambulance was called. She was taken to the hospital, and this was over on a Thursday, Friday. So we waited until Monday, and we then called the hospital to check on her, only to find that she had passed away.
Oh, no.
Now, that's sad. It's really sad. It made us really sad, especially the people who grocery shopped for her.
But thank God your team reacted because she was with someone.
That's the blessing, that she did get medical care. And she was around other people who knew what her situation was. Let's just back that up a little. Suppose we hadn't been in her life. Suppose no one had done a welfare check. The sad reality, how long would it have been before someone, when her rent was due,
Yeah.
when would have happened? So does Samaritan Caregivers make a difference? Well, that's an extreme case. But for the people who get the Valentines and who got the Christmas cards, and for Rebecca, who isn't with us anymore, we helped her with groceries for all the time that we could. And now that that's not possible anymore, we feel good about the fact that we spoke into her life. We enriched her life.
Right.
We gave her some dignity and quality of life that might not have been possible.
She had somebody there who cared about her.
Absolutely.
Cared enough to check in.
What amazing. You guys just do amazing things. I absolutely love it. And I promise I will continue eating chocolate to support your cause.
It's
I
the
really
least you
will.
could do,
I
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah.
Well, we have I should say, we have fabulous staff. We have a really solid team of people who care deeply, are very passionate about what we do. And the volunteers are the same. Can you imagine how many volunteers it takes to deliver all those groceries every single month? Some of them are fixed. So some people deliver because they love the person that they work with. They do it every month. But we also have a fair number of people who are not assigned to someone, so that, let's say, Solidarity said, hey, we're going to do a community service day. We have 6 people that would like to go do some grocery shopping for someone on a certain day. Can we do that? And we say, sure, we'll plan ahead, and we've got 6 people that are not assigned. So jump in.
That makes it easy.
So businesses can do that? I mean, they can volunteer their employees to come and help in some way, and you can set that up in advance?
One and done.
Where can they go to sign up to do that? Let's just put that out there for anyone.
You can do several things. You can call the office for all the old school, 453-7611. Call us there. You can Google us and then contact us, and you can do the info at SamaritanCaregivers.org, and we look through those, and that way it's best. Grocery shopping for a group is best scheduled in advance, so that we have a chance to give you a little orientation on the people you're helping, and maybe if it's tricky about how to get into their apartment or ring a bell or do something, that you know that, or they have a yappy dog.
Sure, yeah, all those things.
Well, we want you to be alerted to all those things, but absolutely. And also businesses can collect items, either shelf-stable food, paper goods, personal care items, cleaning supplies. Those are the things that are not covered necessarily on the grocery list, just like SNAP guidelines for food stamps. And so we can pass those along to people if you want to do a collection of some kind as a special emphasis. We also do blessing baskets for some of our folks who maybe get sick or don't feeling too well. We have little blessing baskets. So you could donate things like gum or mints or little books, or just small things that would brighten up somebody's day, a little body spray or little soaps or something that would be, you could put in a little basket for them, tissues, little pocket packets, those kinds of things. Our staff is super about putting those together and getting them out to somebody to say again, somebody is thinking about you. It makes a big difference.
I believe it.
I love it. I love it.
Jamey, as always, thank you so much for the time and all the hard work you and your staff do to help people in our community.
you.
We appreciate it. That will wrap things up for us today. I'm Jessica. This is Kim. We're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Thanks for watching The Ripple Effect.